You're listening to the Higher Attitudes Podcast. Inspiration to lift your soul.
Hello, this is Tom. Experience has taught me that many people are at war with themselves. When we are at war with ourselves, we treat ourselves like our own enemy. What do I mean when I say our own enemy? Yes, sometimes we say that we are our own worst enemies, meaning that our enemies would struggle to do as much damage to us as we are able to do to ourselves. But if we are at war with ourselves, and we thus see ourselves as our own enemy, can we be effective servants of God? Did you know that the word enemy has its origins in the idea of friendship? Essentially, being an enemy to someone is defined then as the opposite of being a friend to that person. Friends are people with whom we share a mutual bond of affection, or in other words, a friend is someone for whom we have a gentle feeling of fondness. In short, a friend is someone we like. Are there days that you don't like yourself? Do you ever have times or days or weeks where you can name 1,000 things wrong with your appearance or the way you act or the way you fail to follow God or any number of things? During these times, do you ever feel like your own enemy? Or perhaps that something about you seems to be deficient, and if you could only get past whatever it is that makes you feel less than acceptable to yourself or to others, and oh yes, even unacceptable to God, then you might stand a chance of being happy. Have you ever been so angry with yourself because of how or who you are that you have harmed yourself or even thought about it? Have you ever loathed yourself? Really felt a sincere hatred for yourself? If you can honestly answer no, then you are blessed indeed. But you may not know how to help others who feel so incomplete, so broken and unworthy. There is one who understands completely, however. He felt your self-hatred, your self-loathing, your disgust at who and how you are, and he wept. The warfare we wage against ourselves is stirred up by our true enemy. It is time to bury our weapons of war and go no more out to battle against ourselves. The very God of heaven and earth suffered for us. He felt your pain at your lowest point. He bore it. He bled. He groaned. And the weight of his suffering for you and I and those around us caused him to ask for relief. He suffered, bled, and died so that we could end our warfare. First, the warfare we wage with ourselves as the devil would have us continue to do. And when we have ceased attacking and despising our own weakness, we are then invited to stop all warfare against everyone, even those who blatantly think, believe, and act differently. Here's the thing. The conflict that we have with ourselves is not pleasing to God. Go ahead and tell him about what a miserable soul you are. List your weaknesses, your mistakes. Build a case that any aggressive prosecutor would be proud of, and then present it to your God, and he will yet defend you. He will offer to suffer in your place. He will beg you to let him do so. He wants you to have peace, first inside, then outside in your life. Today is the right day, I promise, to begin the process of peace in your life. First, by admitting that you may not like part of who you are, or how you act, or the mess you've gotten yourself into and fully deserve. Then start to bury your weapons of personal warfare deep within the ground. Commit to not digging them up, ever. Ask God to help you do this. You will need his help. Take a deep breath and ask God to help you heal. This, from the 6th Psalm, is something I find beautiful. Quote from verse 1, O Lord, rebuke me not in thine anger, neither chasten me in thy hot displeasure. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are vexed. My soul is also sore vexed. But thou, O Lord, how long? Return, O Lord, deliver my soul. O save me for thy mercy's sake. Close quote. I leave you with this thought from Russell M. Nelson, a prophet of God. Quote, the Savior's peace is personal. But that spirit of inner peace is driven away by contention. Contention does not usually begin as strife between countries. More often, it starts with an individual, for we can contend within ourselves over simple matters of right and wrong." Close quote. May we make peace with ourselves by leaning upon the Lord's mercy. He will heal our every wound, make new and bright every flaw we imagine we have. He loves us and wants us to dwell now with Him in a kingdom of inner peace, where He is Prince of all. Let us then end self-criticism by calling upon Jesus Himself, the only righteous judge. Let us respond only to His judgments and not those of our enemy. Let us be a friend to our own soul. Then we will always have two friends to rely upon, ourselves and Jesus Himself, who teaches us how to be that friend.
Thank you for listening. We'd love to have you join us on Facebook at facebook.com/higherattitudes. Do you have an uplifting thought to share? Why not join our Facebook discussion group? Visit the group at facebook.com/groups/higherattitudes to request membership. If you'd like to leave a question about a challenge you're facing, or if you'd like to share a thought about how you've overcome negativity, call 719-301-0303 and record your question or comment. Please note that carrier rates may apply. Again, call 719-301-0303 to leave a question or comment. We hope you've enjoyed the show, and we look forward to you joining us for the next episode of the Higher Attitudes podcast. Please remember that the advice offered in this show is intended for informational purposes only. Please read our full disclaimer in the show notes.